Shit.
Damn. You know, I ate some fucking pork skins the other day, or pork rinds.
Like what, from like just corner store, or like you made something?
You know, like the Jonts you get in the bag. And I guess I breathed like little bits of it in as I was eating it. Like I breathed some in. Dog, I was coughing for about 20 minutes hard. And I mean, damn near threw up a little bit. I was coughing, so I couldn't stop coughing. There was just little dry pieces stuck in there. It didn't matter drinking water, nothing. Like they were just stuck. Oh my God, it was the worst, dude. I thought I had the COVID for a second.
You thought you had the Rona,
I couldn't get rid of it. I was like, oh shit, this is it.
That motherfucker smoked up some pork rinds. Oh, just can't smoke that shit.
Man, I was eating that shit.
Got that swine got in your lungs and tried to kill you.
Live from Low Level Studio, it's the ChildsPlay Podcast.
Featuring DJ Child.
First time I seen you, I'm like, oh, that's the motherfucker right there.
And LuchoSpeax.
Out of my damn mouth.
I say bounce that shit
It's
like...
your guy, DJ Child, and my A1 from day one.
I saw everybody, it's LuchoSpeax.
And we back on that DMV shit.
But only in the DMV.
Right.
We talking sports, news,
Where were you?
movies.
I've been watching
That's a lot.
Bounce that shit like...
You don't want to hear that stuffy ass perspective. We're gonna give you that real, street shit.
Motherfuckers are wearing adult diapers out there so they can piss and shit on themselves.
Whatever. We like a man cave in your pocket.
Strip club, that's the same.
From orange line to red line, no filter, no fuck shit. It's the ChildsPlay Podcast.
Hey. What's good? We back. You know what time it is. It's another episode of the ChildsPlay Podcast. And it's your guy, DJ Child. You already know what it is. And I'm joined by my boy, my ace, my A1 from day one, the illustrious, the equestrious, the non-viral.
LuchoSpeax up in this joint.
Yes, he is Rona free, as am I. If you didn't notice, that intro, that extra breathy, extra airy intro I just did was to try to somehow clear my throat, because I got something in my chest, bro. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Clear my throat.
God damn, man. Shout out DJ Cool. He's cool people. I actually did meet him last summer at the station.
Oh shit.
Good humble ass dude. Good humble ass dude.
Good shit.
Hell yeah, man. So welcome back to the ChildsPlay Podcast. I appreciate y'all joining us. I think we're on episode like 10 or 11 or something. I don't know, bro. I feel like I'll be getting that shit wrong.
But I ain't gonna tell you, so I'm gonna let that slide.
I let that shit rock. Well, y'all know what episode it is, motherfuckers. Before the end of this season, I'm gonna get this shit right, bro. I'm gonna get that shit right, man.
That's what you said last season, dog.
I know, right? Shit. What the fuck? And I don't know if you noticed, as of now, we've been having some tunes playing along down on the bottom. Last episode, we debuted that Jay Hutchins. Two of us. We was actually calling him DJ Hutchins last time, but it's just Jay Hutchins on YouTube. I seen.
Oh, really?
So yeah, that's what it looked like. So Jay Hutchins, two of us got that single. It's rocking. It's on YouTube. It's on Spotify. It's spelled the letter 2 of us, one word.
Which is a banging track. I like the track a lot.
Yeah, it is. It's a nice, smooth ass little track to get you through these not so smooth ass times we live in right now. We was glad to debut that last week. He's doing well. Shout out to him. We keeping it pushing this week. The music you hear underneath and generally is usually some instrumentals, some DJ Child original instrumentals, making sure we don't get flagged. But if you have an instrumental, if you're a producer, if you're a DJ, if you're a local artist, if you're any artist in the world, worldwide, send your music in. We'll play it underneath while we're talking in the background. And if you have something you want to debut, let us know. Hit me up on Twitter, on Instagram. You know where to find me. It's Breath of the Child on Twitter. No I in the word child. It's at Child the DJ on Instagram. Hit up LuchoSpeax. Send it to him. He'll forward it to me.
Definitely. Yeah, I've been getting better at it. So
yeah, he's doing real good with his shit. So we make sure in all the links you can get to all our social media. So make sure you holler at us. And at the end of the episode, we'll make sure we shout out everything again. All right, that was a whole lot. Now we rocking and rolling. LuchoSpeax, what's up, my G?
Man, shit, I've had a good week actually, man.
Yeah, you had a pretty
busy
good week.
with work. Yeah, man, staying busy with work, which is always a good thing, especially around this time. So been blessed to have a few jobs pop off, and other than that, man, just trying to get through like everybody else.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Yeah, no, I'm staying busy as well, man. I'm still at the station. Luckily we're providing the media service, so we're considered essential. So I'm still up there, and we're getting it popping. We're actually installing new equipment. I'm learning a whole lot about Skype broadcasting, and there's a lot, man. There's just a whole lot going on right now. So it's an exciting time. I can't complain. I wish there was a little bit more bread flowing in, but that shit ain't going nowhere, man. Like, I'm really taking this time to step back and reflect and really pay attention to what matters, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, It's kind of like, it's almost like if all the money in the world burned up, and people were killing themselves, would that make any sense? Like, it's like there's going to be a new currency. Like, everything's going to level back out at some point in one way, shape, or form. Everyone in the world can't get fired. Everything in the world is not going to shut down forever.
Right.
There will be some level of normalcy that will come back no matter
buy
what
a whole
happens.
lot of ammo.
Yeah, I would recommend you definitely stock up on that ammunition.
And if
make sure you do it legally.
Let me know what's up, man. Some of them RPGs, whatever, young.
For real, because we got some places we can hide out at if you guys want to get together. If any wolves want to get together to the wolf den, let me know. That's a whole nother conversation. We ain't gonna get into that because we don't want to send in the liberals or the Because I mean, a big part of me is liberal too. I'm not really into politics, but I am learning that they do have something to do with our society, so you got to pay attention. And so, I mean, you'll hear me lean liberal a little bit, but I ain't no liberal, I ain't no Republican, I ain't no Democrat, I ain't none of that shit. Yeah. I'm a human fucking being.
Independent, that's what I like to say.
Yeah, independent, that sounds good. Independent human. Yeah, man. Speaking of humans, man, humanity is being shaken right now by who, the baddest bitch of all time, that motherfucking Queen Rona. That bitch Rona virus, she is tearing the universe up right now, man. She's running through America right now. She's got things looking real bad. The numbers are getting higher. Have you heard anything about
some of these other countries? Have they are they doing better now?
I have heard.
I feel like everything's happening in America right now. Everybody looking at us right now.
Well, that's because I guess if anyone's paying attention to the verbiage and the lingo that's being used, there's something called a curve, an infectious curve. And other countries are seeing their curves flattening. Mm-hmm. America's curve hasn't flattened yet. I think the end of this week, or I think the middle end of next week, is when the original expected curve is supposed to begin to flatten. And if anyone doesn't know what that means, look it up. I don't want to go way into it. If you don't know yet, what the fuck are you doing?
Right.
But the curve is supposed to flatten like into next week. Meaning people are still dying more and more at a higher rate. Well, while this shit is happening, Virginia, Michigan, and Minnesota is out here protesting. What are they protesting, you might ask? Well, most of you that have kids, they're home from school. Most of you that have jobs that work in offices, you're home from work, you're teleworking. You guys have learned what social distancing is because we're all doing it. Well, Virginia, Michigan, and Minnesota, they're protesting the stay-at-home recommendations put forth by their individual governors. They want that shit lifted. They want shit open back up, like right now, like tomorrow. What the fuck?
Because a lot of people just don't give a shit about other people. Bottom line is, man, you got to look at it like this. It's one thing to take care of yourself, your family. You're supposed to do that, but you also got to look out for other people, man. We all on this fucking rock doing this thing together, right. And problem is people just don't care, man. People just like, well, fuck it. We need to get the economy back in. We need to get this back in. We need to get that back in, because they're only looking at it themselves, how they hurting. You got to understand how you hurting everybody else when you do that. I know Dr. Phil and Dr. Oz had said some shit this week about that. Dr. Oz was saying he thinks schools should get reopened, that it's really hurting the education of our kids at this point. Dr. Phil thinks the country needs to open back up. They were both pretty much attacked on Twitter, pretty tough, and social media. You're basically saying, y'all are way out of line saying that. First of all, I think Dr. Phil, you ain't even a fucking doctor for real. You know what I'm saying? And then Dr. Oz, I don't know, but Dr. Oz did come out and apologize and say maybe what he said was a little,
It's a little bit irresponsible. I mean, just to say those types of things with a lot of the scientific research that's out there right now. So, I mean, the question is, if I'm going to play devil's advocate, is do you believe the research that's out there right now? Do you believe the numbers? Do you believe that people are really actually dying? The pictures of the coolers, the refrigerated trucks you see outside of hospitals in New York where they have to store bodies in New York City.
I do believe that.
So if you believe it, my question is, how do you tell people to go back out? The reason it's as bad as it is because we were out when we didn't know we should have been out. We should have been social distancing a month earlier. Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but because we didn't know at that time, we weren't. Now we know. What's to tell us to go back out? And you know what I think a lot of it is, as you said, is people being selfish. And the reason why it's selfish is because all you see is a number. All we see is 10,000, 20,000, but we don't see faces. And the New York Times put out that article, and I think we should all look it up because it puts a face to the numbers. It's taking those numbers and showing that there's people who are young, they're old, they're black, they're white, they're Asian, they're Hispanic, they're of every nationality. They're men, they're women, they're people who are healthy, they're people who aren't healthy. But it's not just this invisible enemy that's killing people that no one knows. This is something that's real. And I think that we should, before we do anything, there should be some sort of direction or some sort of research or some sort of facts. We shouldn't just be out here protesting right now. I mean, what are you protesting? Are you saying that they're lying? Like, I don't get it. Like, what's going on? You told me something was going on in Florida, too, like Jacksonville or some shit like that? Like
oh, yeah. So, I mean, Jacksonville, North Florida, what I heard, but Jacksonville, primarily reopened their beaches. Right. So they reopened the beaches and said, okay, well, we're going to control the amount of people that come out there.
They didn't want to close in the first place, I don't think.
Huh?
They didn't want to close in the first place, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't know, but regardless, they said they were going to try to control the amount of people to get out there. They're not able to control anything. There's all kinds of video on YouTube and all that that's just showing people are gathering in huge masses.
Daytona Beach popping.
They're ignoring all the fucking shit. And so I know South Beach and Dade County and South Miami say we ain't like Jacksonville up there. We are not reopening our beaches because we're not about to restart this whole fucking thing over. We're trying to get through this as quickly and safely as possible so that we can reopen and everybody be safe. I mean, the worst thing that can happen is you disregard everything we're being told right now, and we have another huge spike in deaths because this thing keeps getting spread around because nobody's giving a shit. And then we got to shut down again. That's going to cause even more shit down the line. So why don't we just, since we're already shut down now, why don't we just stay shut down, let this shit die off, and then boom, and then we can reopen and get back to our normal lives. But
yeah, that shit crazy. Because apparently I hear that it's even worse if you have that partial quarantine. When you have one part of the society that's shut down, but then you got another part of the society they're not shut down. So it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a genealogist or whatever the fuckologist you gotta be. I'm just like, man, I just don't think it's a great idea to ignore what the top medical people are saying and just decide to do your own shit.
When President Trump was speaking about this, a month and a half ago, talking about ignoring it and this is not a big deal and people are blowing it out of proportion, that shit turned around and bit him in the ass.
Right.
Because all of a sudden it was a big fucking deal. New York was going through it. Cali was going through it. Motherfuckers in the States was going through it. So it was a big deal. Then he turned around and said, no, we need to heed caution, blah, blah, blah. So he went back on what he originally said.
And then said the governors need to be responsible. He's kind of like
pushing to go back. Because, the thing is with rich people, I feel like it's like, they don't look at it as human lives being lost. They look at it as money being lost.
Facts.
And you can't look at it like that. If we really give a fuck about our brothers and sisters all over, you can't look at it like that. You gotta fucking respect other people. And It's not about $1 bill. It's about goddamn, we got to make this shit go away so